My wife was wondering, so why are you wearing that? I said, I'm going to work with it, man. This is part of my costume. I'm from Dagomba land, man. So yes, the Heritage Day is every day. Okay, I've got my numbers in Dagbani. I'm going to read them out. So our number in English is 055 556 1034. Here comes Dagbani 101. Zero is so 055. Pele, no, Pele, Anu, Ayobu, Zaini, Pele, Ata. Charlie, four is a problem. Aine, fantastic. Yana, salute. Your Royal Highness, I've just dropped my numbers. First number is in Dagbani. I'll drop it again at the end. It's taking so much brain power from me. It's a heavy language, just like ever. I'll come again another time, all right? You stick around. This is GTV Breakfast. My guests don't speak Dagbani, but they speak other languages as well. And we're all part of this wonderful country called Ghana. Dr. Kweku Anani Jinde comes from the heart of Ghana. You know, half of his body is from the heart of this country, and he's boiling with passion about a couple of things that he will release pretty soon. And sitting next to him is Professor Bruce, who is a clinical psychologist, a lecturer as well, and a man of many parts. Gentlemen, you are both welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. I could have said those numbers in very easily because I know that language. Yes. Nanaka aton ade. Deka Nanaka aton and 055-556-1034. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm fine.
I left my glasses at home. Otherwise, I would have been looking like all of you. Okay. But it's good to have you here. Doc, what's up? What's on your heart?
Well, Kafui, thanks a lot. Let me first say good morning to my people at Kintampo.
One time.
The center of Ghana, the center of the world.
Yes.
And the center of the universe.
Be so.
Let me say a very good morning to all of them and to my people at Bamboy. Not Bole Bamboy.
No, Bamboy.
Bole Bamboy is a constituency.
Yes.
I come from Bamboy, not Bole Bamboy.
Bamboy is the town.
Bamboy is a town.
Yes.
And nobody comes from a constituency. so people meet you, you're from Bole Bamboy. I say, excuse me, I'm not from Bole Bamboy. I'm from Bamboy, not Bole.
Bamboy.
Bole Bamboy is a constituency. So I say good morning to my people there. And Kafui, you know what? I was home during the Easter break. We had this homecoming in Kintampo because our community health center was built in 1961 through communal labor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You see, these are some of the things that we need to bring back. If you go to New Longro, my village, the clinic there was built through communal labor. The same design, you go to Subinsu number 1. It was also built through communal labor. Then you go to Nsoko, also built through communal labor. You go to Dibebi, they have the same design, built through communal labor. That was part of Buzier's agenda. Government brings the material, the technical men, so that they divide the village into gangs. We call them groups. So gang 1 will go today, work. Tuesday, another gang will go. Throughout the whole week, the people, they organized and they divided themselves into gangs or groups. And that was how the New Longro Clinic, Subiso Clinic, Dibebi Clinic, Nsoko Clinic, Kintampo Community Center, this is how they were built.
Serious leadership.
Serious leadership.
At that level.
You know, 61 years ago, that was before Buzia. So when Buzia came, he introduced the Rural Development Program. These were some of the things he put in place. He involved the community. And up to now, you go to New Longro, if a part of the glass is broken, the people go to repair it themselves because they've taken ownership.
Yeah.
This is ours. Yeah. We built it with government support, with material, technical support, and personnel. So I think we have to revisit some of these good ideas that Buzia tried to introduce. Because now you just say that they bring someone from Accra to come and build a school. The workers are not from that place.
No.
The women who supply the water are not from that place. So they see something, they see it as an imposition from central government.
No connection.
No connection, no link. So I think we should start revisiting. So I was there for this homecoming, and I observed two things. You see, if you want to be a leader in any community, you can't be an absentee leader. What I observed was that, NDC, they are going for their primaries. 6 people are contesting to be members of parliament for Kintampo North. But during the homecoming, where we were all trying to help, only 2 of them showed up. But you want people to vote for you.
The community have taken note, I'm sure.
They are taking note. And the other disappointing thing was that if you look at the center of Ghana,
Yes.
Kafui, even there's no flag to tell you that this is the center of Ghana.
And Kintampo is the center.
Kintampo
It's the heart.
is the heart. Last July, when my children came here, I wanted to boast that, well, I'm from the center of Ghana. So we went there. And the small one said, Papa, so you drove all the way from Accra to come here? No flag.
Where? No mark.
No mark. I will send you the audios and videos when I get home. Nothing to show. But this is an important tourist attraction.
It's true.
You know what? Belgium, Germany, Holland, they went to court for 5 years because there was a point where they wanted to say it is the center of Europe. Each country was claiming it. And they have to go to the European Court of Justice to litigate for 5 years. Because they wanted the place to be in Germany. The Holland said no. So what the court did was that, well, we call it the center of trade lands.
Satisfy everybody.
To satisfy everybody. If you go there, it's a whole industry. So our center of Ghana, if we're able to develop it, you see, there are all some old dilapidated police station there. We can break it down. Build a proper structure so that when you go there, you don't only see the center. You should feel and experience the history of Ghana.
Exactly.
We have to develop it for tourism. But it appears even to have even the Ghana flag there to show that this is the center of Ghana. It's not there. And I was told by the neighbors there that sometimes school children travel from Doma, Wenchi, Nkranza, they come there and they ask, but where is the center of Ghana?
There's no mark, eh?
This is a very serious, it's an indictment on the leadership.
Because this is tourism potential right there.
Tourism potential.
Yeah.
People could come from all over the place to come and see the center of Ghana.
I mean, if I were there, I would just set up a t-shirt business and I would sell t-shirts. I visited Kintampo, the center of Ghana. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's
and you can start a business with it.
Exactly.
We love Kintampo.
Yes,
we love the center of
Ghana.
Ghana.
Of Ghana. Boom.
This business.
What have you done with the Greenwich Meridian, which passes through Tema?
Well, that is another discussion. But me, I'm more interested in my holy village, Kintampo.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think the leadership, the MC,
the MP,
and Ghana Tourism Authority,
yes, they have
should
a regional
do something.
Office.
They should do something about it. They should do something about it. Because Kintampo, we have a lot of potential. Now, from Kintampo to Kunsu, there's an old slave market.
That's history right there. I didn't know.
There's a slave market, but the road to that place, only tractors go there on Wednesday.
Wow. So this slave market was connected to the transatlantic slave trade?
Transatlantic trade. If you go to Kunsu, you see there's a lot of history there. And even there are some caves where the people were hiding. There's a lot of history there. Kunsu.
I need to find it out.
Kunsu. And the chief there is a former head teacher, Mr. Sarko. He's now the teacher. The chief there is somebody I know personally. I engage him. He said, oh, Doc, we have a lot of tourism potential here. But it appears even the road to go to that place is a problem. And then apart from this, you have the Kintampo waterfalls. Then we have the Fula Falls. So it is a very important tourist attraction which we have failed to market.
Big time.
So Ghana Tourism Authority, the MP who happens to be my son, that's my brother's son, Honorable Jakala. That's my brother's son. And then the MC, Honorable Bafo. Please put your heads together. And then let's see how some of us can also come in.
They need to look sharp.
We don't hold any official positions, but we can also talk to people.
One time. Okay.
I always tell you that Gimpa is the center of Ghana.
Yes.
Anybody who matters in Ghana comes to Gimpa. That is my case.
I have to come there and see the flag. I have to come and see the flag. I have to come and see the flag at Gimpa. So as we want a flag in Kintampo, we should have a flag in Gimpa as well. Thank you so much. Reverend Bruce.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes. What's on your mind?
Oh, because you call me Reverend.
Yes.
I came across a scripture over the weekend, and I would like to share it with us.
Okay.
Very interesting scripture that has been fulfilled in the economy of Ghana.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, in the Gospel of Luke chapter 12, from verse 16 to verse 20, Jesus told his disciples about a parable of a rich man who owned a very big land. He put in all his resources. He plowed and he harrowed and planted crops. He tended the crops to maturity, using all efforts and energy. And after he has harvested, he realized that the harvest was so plentiful. So he looked at his storage facilities and said, no, these are old, they cannot contain my new harvest. So he demolished all of them and rebuilt. So he used his harvest to stock the newly built storage facilities. He put in all the post-harvest losses measures. And then he sat back and looked at himself and said, well, I have done so well. When I was in active service, I was told that I should go to the ant and learn of his ways. Proverbs chapter 6, from verse 6 to verse 9. That in summer, the ant will gather food in anticipation of a winter that will be impossible for her to come out of the hole. So, like we also have been employed, we're in active service. Our investment bankers, they quoted this proverb to us, that look at the ant. You workers, look at his ways. Save money so that when you are on pension, you just sit back like this man quoting from the Gospel of Luke chapter 12 from verse 16 to verse 20. That, oh, my soul, you have done well. It is now time for you to eat, drink, and make merry. Then Jesus said, God said, wow, that cannot be possible for you. You will not live to enjoy the fruit of your labor. This time in Ghana, it is no more God. It's a human being. Scripture fulfilled. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
You're watching GTV Breakfast. Would love to have a comment on that. 055-556-1034. Scripture being fulfilled, according to Professor Bruce. And Kintampo being at the heart, or not at the heart of matters, depending on how you look at it. Physically, it's the heart, but where's the sign? All right? Okay. We're going to go to the lines right now. So there's a conversation that we're going to be having with a convener of the Pension Bondholders Forum. We thought they were out of the news, but it appears that they're coming back with full vim and vigor. Dr. Edu Enchi is the convener of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum, and they have some concerns that they want to bring to the attention of the public. Dr. Enchi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. It's good to have you on the show. What are your concerns as we speak today, being the convener of the Pensioner Bondholders Forum?
Yeah, it's all about the delayed payment of our coupons and our principals. The delay started just after the end of the DDEP. But we recognized that government was going through some reconciliation exercise, so we allowed government to finish all that it has to do and start the payment. Promises were made. These promises were not kept. We have been writing left and right to government to go by the promises that it makes. As at now, government has only paid coupons that were due on the 6th February and then 13th February and 20th February. There is a principal which is due and payable on the 20th February. That principal has not been paid. It's only interest that has been paid, coupons that have been paid on these days. So from 20th February, that principal remains unpaid. We now have about 2 more principals, 3 more principals that are due unpaid. We have about 16 coupons that are due and unpaid as of today. And we wrote to the minister on the 30th and said at that time that we're giving the government up to 21st of this month to settle all outstanding obligation, whether in respect of coupons or principal. And we said if by 21st the government hasn't paid, we will resume our picketing. We didn't hear from government on the said letter. Then Friday, we had a call. I had a text message inviting us to a meeting. I joined the meeting by Zoom too. One of my colleagues, a lady, also joined. At the meeting, the minister, deputy minister, was in charge, the lady. He tried to suggest that they wanted us to allow the technical committee 4 weeks to come and sit down and plan and agree on a pathway towards the payment of these coupons and principals. They said, no, this is not the time to engage you. You see, you are a debtor. And if you want to bring any proposal, bring your proposal to the creditor and plead for the creditor's understanding. You don't ask the creditor to come and sit down with you and plan how you are going to pay. The creditor is not part of your cash flow management. The creditor doesn't know how much you have. You have to plan your own cash flow and come out with how you are going to settle these debts. So we said, no, that is not the way to go. So I said that I could speak to the Pensioner Bond Forum for us to grant government another 1 week so that we move the deadline from 21st to 28th. And that, if I got that, and I believe I can get that, I'll get back to my people, but I believe I can get my people to accept that. So when it's accepted, I will inform the ministry so that they write to us, respond to our 30th March letter, and state that after further engagement, the government has agreed to pay all these outstandings by 28. Then we know we are waiting for that. I got my people to agree on the 1 week. I sent text messages to 2 of the staff there to be conveyed to the deputy minister that the 1 week is agreed and that we must, and the deputy minister has said that when they get that confirmation, he will do the letter. So I was expecting rather to see a letter indicating that after engagement with us, the ministry has agreed to pay by 28. But I rather got a press release from the ministry saying we have agreed for a meeting, a technical committee to meet and discuss and agree to a pathway of paying these coupons and these principals by 28.
And is that incorrect? Is that incorrect?
That is totally incorrect. The 28 is for the government to fully pay all arrears, both principal and the maturity values. And I sent a text message on that.
So I take it you're not interested in any meeting, you just want your money.
Yes. So after that has been issued, I said, no, well, I don't see why people should misrepresent issues at the meeting. So that's why we issued that press release to, as it were, correct that wrong impression that has been created.
Have you gotten a response? Have you gotten a response from the ministry?
We have this morning. This morning, I have seen another invitation from the ministry saying that they want us to meet at 1 o'clock. I believe they will have to put the matters in the right way.
What's on the agenda? What's on the agenda for
agenda is to discuss matters relating to the outstanding payments. And so we have to issue a statement to say that that was not what was discussed. We have not agreed to reconvene that technical committee to look into when and how government would be paying. The creditor is waiting for his money, and the debtor would have to plan how he is going to meet the payment. You don't invite your creditor to come and sit down and plan how you are going to pay. The creditor doesn't know how you derive your cash flow and how you spend your cash.
So does that mean that you will not be attending this 1 p.m. meeting?
Yes, the 1 p.m. meeting you attend and hear what the minister wants to say.
All right.
That idea that the technical committee is going to meet and plan how to pay. We don't generate income in this country.
Yeah.
We, the debtors, the creditors, we are not the persons who generate income. That's not how we do financial matters. You, the debtor, you are generating your income. You should plan how you are going to meet your creditors.
Can you appreciate the position of the debtor? It appears that the debtor does not have enough funds to pay you.
If the debtor is not having enough funds, the debtor must find funds. And I have suggested that there is one opportunity there to borrow from the treasury bill market and settle less. After all, if you owe 2 million and you want to pay 500,000 of your debt, and you borrow 500,000 and pay this 500,000, you still owe 2 million. So I can't see why this basic thing cannot be done. Just borrow from the treasury bill market and settle this. At least you get a better image that you are not defaulting. You are not owing, you are not defaulting on your loans. You take new loans and pay your old loans. You are at the same level.
How do you feel about the
treasury bills has come down? So why? And people oversubscription is coming. So why don't you take all that has been subscribed? Use the balance that remain after retiring your T-bills, and use this balance to be servicing your interest and principals on the old bonds.
Right. How do you feel about the quality of communication between the ministry, the debtor and the creditor? The ministry.
It hasn't improved. We have complained. We've always complained, and it hasn't improved. And the latest gave us worry and a surprise situation that even what we haven't agreed upon, the misrepresentation was made. So I think we have been saying this all over again, every now and then, that please, come to us, tell us something. You don't tell us anything. Even when we write, you don't respond. We wrote a letter 30th, no response until they call us for a meeting on that Friday afternoon. And that's not right.
Is there a schedule for the next round of picketing?
Well, we have said in the letter, and the letter we copied the Speaker of Parliament. We want our legislators to know. They came in forcefully at that time. We want them to know what is happening. And when the minister has said in Parliament, the clear view of everybody in the world, that government would pay as and when it's due. And so we've sent a copy to the minister, to the Parliament. And we have said 28 as of now. It used to be 20. We said 21st in the letter, but we have now given 1 year a window of opportunity to government. So 28. If by 28 we haven't received a payment, then the only thing we have to do is to write to the police to inform the police that we will be starting our picketing. And the police need just, I think, a week notice.
If you could speak with the finance minister this morning at this time, what would you be telling him?
I am saying that they should borrow from the treasury bill market and settle these outstanding coupons and principals. If there is nowhere they can raise money, they should raise money from the treasury bill market.
Are you comfortable advising the debtor on how to pay you, the creditor?
Yes, because I'm a Ghanaian and I've seen, and that one I see it. The government hasn't shut down the treasury bill market, and that is it. Why government doesn't want to disturb the treasury bill market, so that there can be a constant flow of loans to government from that angle.
Right.
You now cannot go. You can't. It's not at this time. You can't immediately issue bonds. It will take some time for you to settle all this. If you are defaulting on bonds now, who are you going to sell new bonds to?
Right.
So government cannot go to the bonds market. Government cannot go to the traditional capital market. The only market government now can go and is going is the treasury bill market. So go pick money there, use some to retire the maturing T-bills, and use the balance to be retiring the bonds that are matured now.
Before I allow you to go and take care of the alarm, do you have an idea of how much money is involved in these payments, coupon payments?
No, we wouldn't know unless the government itself comes out, because all the coupons, all the debts, the bonds were held by various institutions. Banks have some, insurance people, everybody, individuals. Some has been tendered in. We don't know the balance that remain untended in. We don't know who owns it. We believe some of them basically come from the pension funds. I am told there's going to be an arrangement between the pension funds and government. So we don't know what part of the individual bonds that are maturing, which part is held by the pension funds and which part is held by individual bondholders, including the pensioners. So it is difficult to determine how much of these outstanding bonds are held by individuals.
What's your final comment on this matter, Dr. Antwi, with respect to the lack of payment of these?
My issue is that government should try, the Ministry of Finance should try to settle these amounts, outstanding amounts, to avoid any picketing. The picketing was a damaging thing to the image of this country. We ourselves didn't want to go to that length, but we were forced to. And I don't think we should sit down and let it happen again. Whatever it takes for government to resolve this, the ministry should resolve, and let us have some normalcy in the payment of these coupons and principals.
We'll leave you here. Thank you so much. Wish you the very best. Dr. Antwi is the convener for the pensioner bondholders forum. They really want their money. That's how I would translate it. They want their money. They want their money at the appointed time. Deadlines have been missed. Communication is not the best, and so they are trying to get their money. If you're affected by this, let us know. Give us a call. Send us a WhatsApp 055-556-1034. Dr. Anani Jinde, your comments on this?
I feel very sad because these are people who have worked
their lives,
paid, saved some money, so that when they go on retirement, they can have their peace and enjoy for the rest of their lives. And you see, it's also a problem of communication. See, I've just listened to his narrative, and I realized that the communication was not proper. And you are a journalist, when you are communicating, you have to look at the audience, the people you are dealing with, and then you craft your communication strategy accordingly. These are very mature people in their old age. So if you are communicating with them, you have to know how to craft even the letters, the communication, how to reach them. People of this age, you don't communicate with them with WhatsApp. That one I find disrespectful. It's not proper. And people write letters and people don't respond. It has become part of the administrative culture of this country. You write and they don't respond. Excuse me, this is a government institution. You are serving at. So at least accord that the respect. Just 2 letters, just 2 sentences. We acknowledge the receipt of your letter. It doesn't take more than 2-3 sentences, and that shows respect. But in this country, people in certain positions, they think that they are doing us a favor. And this is what we are saying. And we don't want to get there. So the minister, he's just giving them free advice at no cost. I don't think he's going to send them an invoice to pay. The advice he gave them, they should just take it.
Use the T-bills.
So that we can avoid some of this unnecessary tension in this country. They deserve to be paid. That's my position.
Prof. Bruce.
Yeah.
It almost came with your prophecy, right?
Yes. I've said it. I'm sure Dr. Antwi is above 70 years. He used all his active years, like the mind, the scripture I quoted. He worked so hard that during this time, he will just sit back, he will go and withdraw the interest on his bond to eat. If he feels like drinking, he will just go and withdraw part to drink. If he feels like making merry, he will just go. Now somebody said, "Bang!
It's your own money.
You cannot eat, drink, and make merry What is the offense of these people? Because they work so tirelessly that they want to safeguard their future, that they don't want to be financially dependent upon anyone, that even in their old age, they should allow their own children to have free access to their own finances and use it to develop themselves. At this age, there are so many things that they need. But if you come and say, oh yeah, you were able to save money, you went and bought treasury bills, you went and bought bonds, and now you want to sit back to eat and drink and make merry. No way. You are not going to do that. You see, this has actually demoralized them and has killed them emotionally. This process has taken out the joy out of them. And look at these elderly people going to pick it at the Ministry of Finance. As he has said, it's a damage to the social status of Ghana. So those who are behind this, we are pleading with them. They are old. Let them enjoy the rest of their labor. And if by the grace of God, God calls them, they should leave the rest for their children to enjoy. Now that they have this thing, let us allow them to enjoy. Why should they be pleading my own money? What is their offense? That they obey the scripture, oh, you sluggard, learn from the ant. And so they sacrifice things that they should have enjoyed. They put them aside and put all those money. And when it came to a giving account, they say, oh, government, let's help you. Take my money, use it for your whatever you want to do. And then at a given specific time, give me some interest that I can also use it to manage myself. And all of a sudden, without even consulting the owners of these monies, you just came in for policy. That's restructuring. And when they are talking to you, you treat them like this. With, excuse me, political scorn. I mean, it's bad. What are we teaching the next generation? Look, we are describing this country financially. People will begin to question the security of sending money into this kind of ventures. And when it happens, where are we going to get money to run our businesses? So please, we are begging those in charge of our finances that as for the individual bondholders, it is no sin they have committed. There's no need for them to suffer like this. We are sending a very dangerous signal to the youth. Be careful of sending your money into this kind of investment. Where else would they send it? We are the very people who build Ghana. But if we are treated this way, I don't think Ghana has a future.
Your thoughts on the bond holding issues and every issue that we've discussed so far? I'd love to hear from you. I'll be reading your messages pretty soon. But I'm now going to read out a list of notable personalities of Ghana and try and guess the school they went to, because a particular school has been in the news now for quite a while. So, in no particular order, John Dramani Mahama went to this school. Lordina Mahama went to this school. Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, our tourism minister, went to this school. Alassane Suyini, MP, went to this school. The great Abedi Pele, one of Ghana's finest footballers, went to this particular school. So John Jinapor went to this school. Kwame Ayew, another great footballer. Moses Asaga, former minister and MP, went to this school. Al-Hassan Andani, he's the chief now, great banker. So many people have been to this school. This school used to be called Ghana College. It's now Ghana Senior High School. It's based in Tamale, in the northern region of Ghana, founded way back in 1960. And I wonder whether the first headmaster of this particular school, who was a Jamaican, Mr. Kenneth Luther Purser, would be very excited about where the current students of this school are sleeping. Because we got very disturbing video footage that bathrooms and toilets in the Ghana Senior High School have been converted into sleeping places. So you can see chop boxes that are now occupying places where people used to bath. So this is just way out of line. It's not even funny. The headmaster and another executive, senior management person of the school have been told to step aside. There's a statement from the Ghana Education Service that we'll read for you. on this particular matter, but it is such a shame that you have students sleeping in bathrooms and toilets. I mean, there were no words for me when I was.
No, Kafui, wait. The Ghana Education Service has said what?
I will read the statement.
That the man should do what?
I'll read a statement from the Ghana Education Service for you. So, Ganasco toilets turned into accommodation for students. This is a press release dated 16th of April, which is yesterday. The attention of the management of the Ghana Education Service has been drawn to a viral video being circulated on social media showing some students of Ghana Senior High School, Tamale, using toilet cubicles as dormitories. This is very disturbing and unfortunate, especially when records available to us indicate that out of the 1,790 vacancies declared by the school, only 1,467 students have enrolled. The school is expected to have excess capacity to even house extra 300 students. It is thus unacceptable to have students sleep in such a place. Headmaster and the senior housemaster have been directed to step aside to allow for further investigations into the matter by the regional director of education and report back in 2 weeks. Management wishes to assure all our stakeholders and the general public that it will continue to ensure that the students entrusted in our care operate in a safe school environment. Signed, Cassandra Chum Ampofo, head of the public relations unit of the Ghana Education Service.
This is rubbish. You think a student will voluntarily and willingly go and sleep in a toilet facility? You sit in Accra and you try this trash. Sorry for my language. I know Ganasco very well. You know, I went to school in Tamale. I went to St. Charles. And every Sunday, because we were a boys' school, we used to go and chase girls at Ganasco.
How many did you catch? No, how many did you catch?
No, I was trained to be a Catholic priest.
Hey, you said you went to chase?
No, we just went there to fraternize. You know, when you see girls, you become excited.
Yeah, exactly, of course.
I mean,
Nice
we were allowed to go out every Sunday for a walk, but you are not allowed to go towards the direction of Tamale.
But you walked all the way to Ganasco.
You have to go towards the direction of Ganasco and the hospital. So I know Ganasco very well, and we have some good friends there from Ganasco. So we were neighboring schools. I don't think a student will voluntarily go and sleep in the toilet. Necessity is the mother of invention. If he comes from Bole or Davrongo, he gets to Ganasco and he has no place to sleep, where do you want him to go and sleep? These are the realities. So you don't sit in Accra and start writing these letters. You have to find out, how did we get to this level? And the figures they are giving, I don't think the figures are correct. That they have a capacity of 1,700. So they have excess capacity of 300. Because they have only 1,400. So if there's excess capacity, which student would take delight in going to sleep in a toilet? Doesn't make sense. Would it make sense? You have excess capacity of 400 empty spaces. And the student, because he's so insane, decides to go and sleep in a toilet instead of sleeping in the so-called excess capacity that you have. Please, they should sit up.
Thank you so much for your comments. Prof. Bruce, what does this do to the psyche of...
Kafui, wait, I'm not cutting you short.
Yes.
You see, they don't have a lot of data. Because I'll give you an example. In my own village, New Longro, the school can take about 1,200 students. But now they have an enrollment of only about 300. Excess capacity. And they have 45 teachers. And you just cross 2 miles away to Bamboy, they have a similar facility. That can also take about 1,200 students. Bamboy Senior High, they are not up to 300. So New Longro and then Bamboy, we have excess capacity of about 2,000. I don't think the Ministry of Education, they don't know this. They sit in Accra. So what they are saying now, I have the impression that they don't know what is happening. You sit in Accra, on your books, you have excess capacity of 400. Meanwhile, students are sleeping in the toilet. What does it tell you? So instead of engaging the headmaster, what is the problem? You don't just say, you should step aside.
Is this a failure of the regional GES guy? Why is that person still opposed?
The headmaster is not responsible for providing accommodation facilities for students. He's just there to administer the school. It is somebody's responsibility to make those facilities available. So if you are telling me that you have excess capacity of 400 and the students are sleeping in toilet, I mean, it doesn't add up. Kafu, sorry for the interruption. I'm very angry today because
no, we have to be angry. If you're not angry about this is madness. I mean, Prof. Bruce, what would this do for the psyche of somebody who sleeps in a regular home and then comes to school and sleeps in a toilet?
Well, that is the meaning anyway. It will hurt their self-esteem. But there's something we call social intelligence and emotional intelligence. Those who are going to create that facility, if it were them, would they have allowed themselves to experience it? And if we created it and people hear of it, what will be their social reaction? All this will guide you in what you are supposed to do. If you know that it will not attract good social response, your social intelligence must guide you that don't do this. Find another way of solving the problem of the overpopulation of the school. You have just mentioned some giants in politics and whatever. I think that school is becoming a role model with the conviction that the school is well resourced, and therefore possibility that if I have admission there, I may become the likes of the ex-president John Mahama, the wife, and all those people you have mentioned, because they have made it and they became political and social role models. So that school is on the high advertisement list of schools that you want to go in Ghana. Therefore, they must be able to put the appropriate infrastructure in order to accommodate, if it is an accommodation, the number of students who will come there. But that notwithstanding, these things, they will continue to happen once we are having an explosion of student population in our schools.
But we cannot be sleeping in toilets.
We cannot be sleeping in toilets. They have not started. I went to University of Cape Coast. I was under pressure to visit the washroom because I was closer to my former hall, Atlantic Hall. I just ran in with the architectural design in mind that this is where the washroom is. By the time I got there, I have to quickly do something because the place was converted into office.
The washroom?
The washroom. Atlantic Hall. I said, this place, washroom.
We used to pee here.
We used to do this one. When? Complete office. I said, wow. I ran to the top the same thing. I said, oh, why? Why are we interested in not finding innovative ways of solving
How did you solve the problem? Where did you pee in the end?
Well, I will not say that because I have to run to the other wing. By the time I got there, some have dropped.
Oh,
there's nothing I can
do. I mean, it's a natural thing. Yeah.
Only because of what? Population and lack of space.
You were under serious pressure.
Yeah. Population explosion in our schools and lack of space.
Even at the university level?
Even at the university level, Atlantic was still there. Call them, they'll tell you whether I'm speaking the truth or not.
Which means the number of toilets has actually decreased.
It has decreased. Meanwhile, the student number has increased.
Free range.
You can see the pressure on the limited facilities.
So people will just go outside. They'll go into nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the point now? So, you see, there is a looming student population crisis on our hands. I think this day school concept, we must pursue it. That if you are within your community, send your child there. So that we avoid all these things. It is not nice to convert a toilet facility into a bedroom.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's not. Sanitation officers will not allow this. So that place, I will say that it must be completely broken down and be used for the purpose it has originally been designed for. It's not good. We should not be treating our young ones like this. Already they are frustrated. They go to school for 5 weeks and come and stay home at 10 weeks. Even when they go, where to sleep is a problem. Why do you ask them to go and sleep in a place meant for a toilet? You see, no. The idea that this is where the place was meant for, now I'm occupying it, it will affect the mind, the concentration level of the student. When they are coming from, these are the students coming from the former VB place. Yeah. How will you feel? How will you feel in the classroom?
Yeah. Well, you go home
they can even insult you.
Yeah.
that you have no place to, you are sleeping in a washroom.
Yeah.
I mean, it will affect you psychologically. You cannot concentrate. It will affect your self-dignity, your self-identity, and even your self-esteem. You can't be so bold to be among your peers. You always ask the question, why is it that I have only the opportunity to sleep at a washroom converted into a sleeping place while my other colleagues are sleeping in a nice place? What is their offense?
I'm wondering what whether the parent-teacher association, what they make of this particular issue. I mean, if you're a parent, a Ganasco parent, you must be thinking, so is my child actually sleeping in one of these toilets?
You see, Kofi, the problem, another problem is that, you see, in our attempt to resolve certain problems, we create more problems. My own school, New Longro Senior High, my brother is the PTA chairman. They started a structure. And then there was a new government policy from Ministry of Education. The PTA should not take money. So they put up a structure with PTA funding up to a certain level. Now they cannot continue. They've not completed the structure, and then you've incapacitated them to complete that structure. Because PTA, they are no more allowed to impose some of these levies for the various structures that they were undertaking in their school. So sometimes in our attempt to correct certain shortfalls or mistakes in society, we have to be very careful that we don't, in the end, destroy some of the good things that some of these associations are doing. So I think some of these policies, we need really to look at them.
And you see, the toilets and the bathrooms, it's not just accommodation, it's also storerooms. Like I see chop boxes. There were chop boxes in some of those rooms. There were trunks. I saw some bags. There's a bucket. Look at this. It's not a box room. You know? So these are former, you can see the tiles. People were bathing here. You know? So, oh, wow.
You know, these are
and then you have the gallons. Enough gallons, because water issues. Yeah. And then I want to see where the beds are. So those are the beds. So somebody, oh Lord, wow, wow.
I think their old students association should come.
Exactly.
They should intervene, because I know Tamasco.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Mahama, he went to Tamasco. He went and built a whole structure for his house, Tamaklo House, about 3 bedrooms, 3-story building.
Yeah.
He built it for Tamasco. So I think their old students who are in a very good position now, some of them are very big-time politicians. They should be able to also do what Ibrahim Mama has done for Tamasco.
Thank you so much. We're going to get our messages on this. We're trying to making efforts to speak with the PTA chairman to find out, and then the chairman of the Old Students Association, because we need to hear their voices on this matter. Yeah. If you are a chairman of the Old Students Association of Ganasco or PTA chairman, we need to hear their views on this, because it's just not acceptable at all. From a T school to a T who went to another T school, but in the Greater Accra region. Thelma, ex-Tamasco lady.
Yes, but always an anchorite, forever.
One time.
Tamasco.
Go ahead.
So Ganasco people today,
oh Charlie,
we are on their case.
It's not the best, man.
But
and I wonder how many other schools are having these problems.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that if we were to take a sample of all the issues that secondary schools are grappling with, some of these things will come up across a number of them. So here's an opportunity for you to share your thoughts on all the topics that we've discussed this morning on the show. Our WhatsApp number 055-5561-034. These are your comments, and we'll read them to you. I'll try and get as many of them as possible on this particular matter. First one, Kafui Escort is saying, are you surprised at this news? You can visit the so-called A schools and see. I'm pleading to GTV to take a mission to most of the secondary schools and get the reality to Ghanaians. Students might not be sleeping in the toilets in other areas, but reading under trees and sleeping on school verandas, etc. The minister has failed for his supervision and must resign. Amisko Pelele also talking about the Ganasco issue. Thorough investigation must be conducted into the Ganasco brouhaha. In fact, the law must deal with anyone found guilty. Hashtag Free SHS has come to stay. Amisko Pelele sent us that in Kaswa. Dorothy joins. Please tell the Kintampo man that we are in the internet age. Also, we don't have cities and towns, no more. We have cities and towns, no more villages. You should take note. Now, the word of God has, the word of God, we don't have villages anymore? Really? I think we do. Good morning, all. Now, you all understand my question on the gold for oil. How many ounces of gold is worth $40 million? How can you say something is worth 40 million without us knowing the quantity of it? And I added, bars of gold may pass somewhere, or gold mafia is speaking. Sammy Leviticus Powers, NPP-led government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Vice President Bawumia development records has no equal, is what he says. Alhaji Dauda, professor on the show, the good news is that the IMF will begin offloading funds to Ghana in June. Can we use the IMF money coming in June to pay the bondholders, Dr. Edu Entry and his group from Alhaji Dauda from Medina Estate? Is it cash we are getting? Is the question that I'm interested in getting an answer to. Come on in GBC, everything in Ghana is shattered. The government must take responsibility for its actions. Life is hard. Our old age people are suffering for once. The government must sit up. After all these, NPP people will defend them. It's about time we reason well in politics, not just belonging to a party irrespective of whatever is going on. Hashtag respect the electorate. Michael joins us from Ashalaja. Hi BFS. I can't understand this. So agribusiness in tomatoes, rice and poultry alone can change the fortune of this country. Does it mean our leaders don't know this? Lord have mercy. Someone joining us, Alhaji from Pig Farm. Good morning, Kafui. In my humble opinion, it is time for President Dr. Bawumia and Ken Ofori-Atta to be told in plain language that they are playing gambling with the lives of our pensioners in this country, and it is time they put a stop to that and pay them their hard work monies to buy drugs and take care of their health care. We are where we are today because of the arrogant posture of the government functionaries, because they will not simply listen to any good counseling from anyone. Counseling, I think you mean to say. Good morning. This is Nico Te Susubribi. I agree with you people about what you're saying. Kintampo, the government needs to develop Kintampo because it is the center of Ghana for tourism. CAF, I always enjoy your program. I'll be waiting for the day you mention the WhatsApp number in Lelemi, the dialect of Buem in the Oti region. Right. Final Lebanese sent us that. Let me scroll to the top, some more messages here. Good morning, Kafu and Honorables. I'm sure if you don't pay your fees, that's where you will sleep. Really? Good morning, GTV. Good morning to you as well. Hi. Hello to you as well. Kaf, I beg, I think some of these things, students sleeping in bathrooms, etc., you have to be there to check before you comment. What do you think, sir? Well, you are sharing your thoughts with us. The whole country is a big joke. Adding one Tria. We still don't know who said Tria. Machiavelli is speaking to us on the screen. Good morning. Have we thought that this IMF might be some monies NPP needs for their 2024 campaign sponsorship? Last one on the screen for now. Good morning, Brother Kafui. What are they using the 200 Ghana cedis PTA fees for? Now the schools are charging each student 200 Ghana cedis for PTA. That's according to you. You didn't send us a receipt or an itemized list for us to verify this claim you're making yourself. So it helps put some of these topics into perspective. If you can just send us a screenshot of what you're talking about. Then when we go to the officials, we can say that this document is from this school and this is what they are saying. Then we are able to ask more concrete questions on your behalf. Thank you for sending the messages across to us. More on the screen from Ishmael. Come on, the BFS team. Please let some of the old boys and girls go and assist in lifting the image of their schools. The former president and the former first lady could have assisted their old school. Let the politicians and the rich people in society pay back to their community. Thank you. CAF, you see why I said let's give it back to our colonial masters? Somebody is asking on our screen. BFS, it is out of sight or oversight. Okay. Dr. Edu Entry, his consent on outstanding bondholders. Can the lawyer journalist speak to the education knowledge sharing? What are bonds and what are bondholders? Alhaji, we've had this conversation. You watch us all the time, so you perhaps you remember some of the answers. The accommodation issue is nationwide for the SHS. The Free SHS Secretariat and the CSSPS always overpopulate schools. What schools declare is not what they send. They always send more and ask heads to find space for them. So even if all students put up accommodation, infrastructure, CSSPS will still overpopulate it. We just have to be truthful with ourselves and be responsible. Yao April sent us this message. Yeah, the GS has responded saying that they have allocated a certain number and they expect there to be extra space, which would not necessitate some of the students being put in bathrooms. So maybe you missed that statement. We'll post that on our social media handles so that you evaluate that and see if you think differently. The Minister of Education has failed woefully. This message is saying the implementation of the free SHS is nothing to write home about. This has led to overcrowding in classrooms, no food at dining, adequate accommodation, beds for boarders, PTA not allowed to levy parents to support school projects, etc., etc. Nana Yao sent us that message. Good morning, Kafui. I think we should all give some credit to the Ganasco authorities. They have tried to solve a problem of lack of accommodation, which was not created by them. It is far cheaper for the students to sleep in the toilet cubicles rather than rent rooms in town.
Please.
Dan,
Dan, have you ever slept in the toilet? Don't give us this, man, please. No, it's not allowed. No, human beings don't sleep in toilets. Come on, man. I beg you. Sleep in the toilet first and then come and give us advice. Otherwise, no. Please. I'm sorry.
I think I'll leave it here, Kafui. Back to you and the panel.
No, you can't say that, man. Please. We're done. Okay, so we have on the line Alhaji Baba Yakubu, who I believe is the chairman of the All Students Association of Ghana Senior High School in Tamale. Alhaji, salam alaikum, Ramadan Kareem to you.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
I mean, Alhaji, how do you feel about what is happening in your old school with these pictures of bathrooms and toilets being converted into bedrooms?
Well, I think one thing should be made known very clear, and that thing is this: no cubicle or no anything associated with toilet in Ganasco, as I speak with you, is converted to a dormitory or accommodation for students. There isn't anything like that as I speak with you, and I'm on campus right now.
So the videos we are seeing, what do they show? I see trunks, I see chop boxes in rooms that are surrounded with tiles. I know tiles are a place where you're either bathing or you're doing one of the P's. So what is it? What's happening here?
Yes, that is it. In fact, that house you see is a Banzaba Cabral house. In fact, that's a one block housing two houses. That is Cabral House is the down one, and Banzaba is is on top of it. That is it's on top of it. So what you see there were initially meant for toilets. Maybe as at the time the building was constructed, but I entered Ganasco in 1993 and completed Ganasco in 1995 and found myself in that very house. Within this period that I mentioned to you, and even far back, the place has never been used as toilet facility. So as I speak with you, yes, there are cubicles. You will not even find water closets there. There isn't water closets. There isn't fixtures that indicate that that facility has ever, maybe 20, 30, or even 40 years back, used for toilet facility. You know, so what you see there is, yes, that's chop boxes. You know, that anytime because of the short, they come within some period, they are asked to go home. You know, so they have found those places as most convenient places, especially for those coming from afar, to keep their chop boxes and other things whenever they are going home for holidays.
Alhaji, with respect, you are contradicting the statement from the Ghana Education Service, who have actually said two officials, the headmaster included, they've been asked to step aside because they cannot see why students are sleeping in bathrooms when the school is supposed to have excess capacity. How do I reconcile what you are saying with what the Ghana Education Service is saying?
In fact, that was a hasty decision from the Ghana Education Service. And as I speak with you, a while ago, the Deputy Director General has just arrived on campus. Just a while ago. It's not even up to 3 minutes as I speak with you. And I'm sure maybe the decision was taken and relevant stakeholders have spoken to them and have seen the need to come down and really see things for themselves. So any moment from now, we are even going to organize a press conference, because we'll go to that place with all the media men to see for themselves what, went viral, what they saw and think it was very bad.
But Alhaji, I'm looking at the videos. I can see textbooks, exercise books. I can see suitcases. Well, I went to secondary school 40 years ago, and I always know that my suitcase was close to where I slept. So what are suitcases and things doing far away from the students? I see prayer mats, I see exercise books. How are you so sure that people are not sleeping in these areas?
I can tell you that thing was staged. For a reason I cannot tell you. It was staged. In fact, it was staged. It was staged. The place is, like I told you,
why someone is doing a drama? Somebody is doing a drama on campus. I mean, who staged this?
No, apparently the reporter, the author of the video, probably may have staged it. There isn't anything like that. We have been to that place, and this morning we are going there with all the key people that matter, to go and see for themselves what they said was toilet. It is never toilet. And as 70s, 80s, 90s, that place has never been used as a toilet. It has never been used as a toilet.
Although it was designed as a toilet and a bathroom.
Boxes and mattresses there whenever they are going home.
So Alhaji, so you are on campus right now?
I'm on campus right now. And the Deputy Director General of Ghana Education Service, Northern Regional Director of GES, just arrived on campus. So we're going there with them.
So you see, so the person who shot this video is called Kwame Tamaklo. He works with Rainbow Radio. Are you claiming that Mr. Tamaklo staged this video?
Yes, Tamaklo staged it. And
because I have him on the line. I can speak to him.
Oh, no, we have no problem with that. We have no problem at all with that. You can speak to him. It is staged. It is staged. I'm a former student. If I lived in that house before, Banzawa House. I lived in that house before. And I told you I entered Ghana School in 1993. Left in 1995. The place has never been used as toilet.
Because
it cannot. Hello.
So you said you went to that. You went on campus 30 years ago.
Oh yes.
And as far as you're concerned, this place has never been used.
It has never been used as toilet facility.
Yes.
And there are not even pictures of things that one will see and conclude that this is a toilet. Because if I come to maybe your studio as we speak and see what a closet fix and other things like hand washing things and all other things, at least one can even with the studio and with those items there, one can conclude that it's a toilet. But that small cubicles that you see there, yes, were originally meant to serve the purpose of toilet. And I'm telling you, since 70s, 80s, 90s, up to date, it has never been used as a toilet. And you can't even find a single water closet in any of the cubicles that you see in the video. You can't. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's not like maybe we are trying to manage the situation. It's a fact. It's a fact. And, I'm sure after this, maybe we'll be issuing a statement. Because
all right.
Press conference to that effect.
Oh, okay, we look forward to that statement. Alhaji Yakubu is the chairman of the All Students Association. We're going to speak to Mr. Prince Kwame Tamaklo right now on GTV Breakfast because these are serious allegations that have been made. Alhaji claims that this video has been staged, and if it's been staged, then there are implications. Well, the lawyer can tell me what the implications are of an action like that. So we're calling him right now on GTV, Prince Kwame Tamaklo, who I believe is the author of this particular video that has gone viral. All over the weekend, I saw these pictures of this video on my various platforms. So I'm going to try and get through to him and then get some clarification on this, and then we'll have a conversation on human rights right here on GTV Breakfast. Gentlemen, while we're waiting to get through to Mr. Tamaklo, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think as a country, some of these problems, when they come up, let us be realistic. Going back and forth, trying to refute whether these are factual, it was not designed.
Because two people are home. Two people are home now because of this.
So I think what we need to do is let's find a permanent solution. But my problem is when you tell me you have excess capacity. Despite the excess capacity, why are people going to sleep here? If you indeed you have the excess capacity, but sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves. Just trying to massage the message, trying to create a good impression, while the reality is totally different. I think it is time we do whatever politics of conviction, not convenience. We do what is right for this country, because without that, if we always want to, create a good impression, yes, it's good to get a good impression, create a good image about your organization, about your the entity you represent, but we also have to deal with the realities on the ground. And I always insist that it is only Ghanaians who can build this country. Nobody can build this country for that. So we have to sit up, we have to be honest, we have to speak truth to authority so that they know what is happening on the ground. So Kafi, I will end by calling on the old students of Ghana School. Most of them are very rich, super rich people. They should emulate what Ibrahim Mama has done for Tamasco.
We do have Mr. Prince Kwame Tamaklo from Rainbow Radio on the line right now. Prince, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Kafi.
Yes, so you work with Rainbow Radio, is that correct?
Yes, please.
And is it correct that you shot this video?
Say again?
Is it correct that you are the author of this video that has gone viral showing what is purported to be students sleeping in toilets and bathrooms at Ghana School? You are the author of the video, right?
Yes, please.
Well, we've just spoken to the chairman of the Old Students Association, Alhaji Yakubu, and it is his view that this video is staged. What's your response to this?
Kafi, I didn't get your last line.
There's an allegation that you staged this video. How do you respond?
Well, it's unfortunate to say that I staged the video. It's actually a documentary on WASH, that is a water sanitation and hygiene project that I started in January on some selected senior high schools in the northern region, Tamale School, Ghana School, Novi School, and the Tamale Technical Institute. So when we got to Ghana School, what we found was that the toilet facilities in the school were not adequate to the extent that even what they have, what they have to use, especially during classes hours, is shared with some community members, talking about Kuku community. That's for those who know Tamale. That's where Ghana School is situated. The new toilet facility in the school, the headmaster hasn't given permission to use because he said they cannot release them to the students because of the lack of water for flushing and using the place. And so we tried finding out further, looking at the state of toilet facility. So we're taken to that particular toilet facility at the Gabra and Banzaba house. Then we found out that the ground floor of the dormitory, the toilet facility there hasn't been utilized, or they've not been using that for quite some time now. It looks like one that is closed down for usage. However, students were occupying the facility. So if you look at the setup of the place and even the corridor, having their chop box and then also their gallons of water around, you could tell that this is a place that the students have been sleeping. But that wasn't enough to substantiate this thought or what I saw. I was like, okay, it could be that just in the afternoon someone decided to get a rest, or a number of students decided to get a rest because all the channels were one that you thought that people are sleeping, but it wasn't enough. I needed to confirm that.
Yeah.
So I spoke with some students over there who were using that, and then they told me on record that yes, they've been using this. They came to actually meet that. So it didn't just start this year, last year or so. When they've been using, they met the situation there like that.
Yeah.
As what could make you sleep here? What the students told me was that for lack of space at the dormitories.
I didn't see any mattresses or beds. So how are they sleeping?
Kakui, I don't know which video you have.
Yes.
You see mattresses in the cubicle, and then also after the toilet cubicles, and you will see mattresses at the corridor.
Okay, I need to see that one. We don't have that particular video, so you probably have to send it to me later on. We'll have a look at it.
I don't know which one you're showing.
The one I'm seeing right now is chop boxes, lots of AKA Kufuor gallons and things there. Yellow gallons. I see
and
chop.
And you saw the corridors too.
Yeah. So what I see are the showers, the cubicles with red and black trunks. I see chop boxes. I see suitcases.
Yes.
I see.
And then the cubicles. I mean the corridor.
Okay.
Is it showing?
All right. I saw the corridor. I haven't seen any mat. I'm seeing. I need to see the video which has a mat. So you can confirm that there are mattresses on the corridor. So people sleep on the corridors.
Yes, they sleep there too.
On the floor.
Yes, and the students also confirmed that, and that was why we didn't leave it there.
Okay.
I went to the headmaster to either confirm or deny that. He told me such a thing has never existed in the school, and therefore there's nothing like that. Then I pushed the ask, if you look at the videos I have, I mean, there were cameras on him, audio recorders right in front of him because he permitted the interview.
Okay.
Then I asked, so can I show you evidence? I responded yes. So if it was staged, why would I not release that story that same day after taking the videos?
Right.
And it wasn't the only video I took. The purpose of this particular video being the excerpt of the documentary that I'll be releasing today or tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that if it's a toilet, I am not a technical person, but what I know is that we have toilets that the manhole sometimes is extended, and then the structure itself is built on it. So if it is true that this is how it was constructed, then you allow students to sleep there. God forbid if there is any break, or any collapse, what will happen to students who will be sleeping there at that time?
Good questions, Kwame. I need to ask you a couple more before I let you go. How many students are housed in this particular house? What's the population of students in this particular house that has these?
So when I asked the figures I got for Gabra house was that is 78, and then I got 84. 78, 84 were the figures that I was given by the student prefect of the house.
Right. Where do the students take their baths and use the bathrooms?
So an outside bathroom is built. Yes, they have a bathroom outside that they created channels in, and then within the wall, which the students are using.
So it's like a public toilet, but for the students. Is that correct?
Second,
it's almost like a public toilet. They have to leave the dormitory to go outside to go and use the bathroom and the toilet.
Yes, to go and use the bathroom. Yes, it's an open bathroom. So yeah, it's actually built, and then they created channels in a where the students will take their bath.
So you totally reject this claim by the chairman of the All Students Association that it's a doctored video, correct?
Oh yes, I reject that, and anyone that is in doubt, Kakui, it was just a trailer that was released. So when you watch the full documentary, then you make your own, you give your own explanation to it. If it's something that is staged, we'll know if sorry to say too early, but the human waste that is right in front of the school because of the lack of toilets and all that. If those ones two are staged and the headmaster speaking to it, if all those things that are contained in the documentary, if they are all staged, then we leave that. If the students also lied or stage their response to us, then we see that also.
All right. Prince Kwame Tamaklo, Rainbow Radio, thank you very much for this. And then when is the documentary coming on? When are we airing the documentary?
For security reasons, we want to do that, God willing, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
On the trailer, we're supposed to release that today, but we're having a lot of interviews. Since morning, I've been busy, my editor team and all that. So we're looking at releasing that tomorrow.
On which channel, before I let you go, which channel will we see the documentary?
So, my editor is still discussing, but if it's going to be on my station's Facebook page and then my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel.
Okay, we'll talk to you again. We'll have you in the studio and we'll have a chat on this, all right?
Okay, Senior. Thank you very much.
Prince Kwame Tamaklo with Rainbow Radio, with that video purporting to show that bathrooms and toilets have been converted into dormitories at a very prestigious school in the northern region, founded in 1960.